Welcome back to another storytelling session, my dear children. How have you all been? Did you miss the storytelling sessions all these days? I have got a few surprises for you, but I'll not be able to tell you today itself, okay? So for today, I have got two stories for you. Yes, you heard it right. There are two stories in this video. But do you know what these stories are related to? Well, they are related to Proverbs. So the first proverb that we are going to learn today is called as a friend in need is a friend indeed. In Kannada, we call the same proverb as Apatkaladalli Adavane Nenta. So the meaning of this particular proverb is this. We will be having many friends in our life and we'll be having many relatives in our life. So they will be coming to our house, they will be coming to the functions also and even festivals. They will be having lunch at our house. They will be a part of so many celebrations in our house. But what usually happens is, whenever we are in trouble and we need help, not all of our friends or our relatives will be ready to help us. They will go far away from us. So in that case, how do we identify who is our true friend? And whom can we count when we are in trouble? So that is what this proverb is going to teach us today. So let me tell you a small story regarding this. Once upon a time, long ago, there was a boy called Rama. Rama did not have father. Rama was living alone with his mother. And he used to get very bored because there were no other children in his house. So he used to go to school, and as soon as he came back from school, he used to have his food and finish his homework, and then he used to go and play with his neighbor kids. He used to play for such a long time that he never used to come back until it was sleeping time. His mother kept telling that all of his friends with whom he is playing, they are not his true friends, but Rama wouldn't just believe. Rama was very proud and he used to tell his mother, "Look mom, I've got so many friends and so many friends love to play with me and all." And all of his friends used to also come to his house to have food and to play with his toys and all. One day, Rama was having great fun when he was playing on the road. He was laughing to his heart's content. And in this sound of laughter, he did not hear that there was an auto rickshaw which was coming from behind him. And that auto rickshaw came with a high speed and it just hit Rama and it went away. Rama got very hurt. He fell on the ground and there was blood and wound everywhere. Rama kept screaming, "Oh my dear friends, please help me. I'm very hurt. I really want to go to my house. I want to see my mother. Could you all please lift me and take me to my house?" But all of his friends got very scared and they really did not want to help Rama. Forget about helping Rama, they did not even come near to Rama to even look at what has happened to him. They all ran away from him. While he was laying on the road covered with wound and blood everywhere, there was a boy who was staying in the nearby street who happened to pass by. His name was Lakshmana. So Lakshmana looks at Rama and he comes running to him. Lakshmana asks Rama, "Rama, what happened to you? Are you all right?" Then Rama says that he was being hit by an auto rickshaw while he was playing on the street. Lakshmana feels really pity at Rama and he helps lift Rama and he asks Rama, "Where is your house?" And after getting the address, Lakshmana takes Rama to his house and hands him over to his mom. And he also runs and calls the doctor and brings the doctor to his house. The doctor treats Rama and says that he needs lot of medicines to ensure that he doesn't have too much of pain and there are no infections on the wound. So again Lakshmana runs to the medical store and he gets all the medicines and he gives it back to his mom. Then finally, after looking at the whole situation and how Lakshmana was helping Rama, Rama's mom says, "Lakshmana, you are the true friend of my son Rama. Thank you so much for helping him today." And Lakshmana was very happy to hear this. And he leaves Rama's home with the blessings of Rama's mom. That is when Rama realizes that all of his so-called friends with whom he was playing every evening were not his true friends. It was Lakshmana who was his true friend, because he became a friend when Rama was helpless and when Rama was in trouble. And that is why a friend in need is a friend indeed. So now do you all understand, my dear children? This is how we recognize who is a true friend and who is not. But this is all fine. But how do we know with whom we have to play? And how do we know how to pick up a friend? Because unless we are in trouble, we'll not get to know who is a friend and who is not. And how do we know who is a good person and who is a bad person so that we can choose our friends? For that also there is a proverb. The proverb states, birds of the same feather flock together. In Kannada, we call this proverb as ಒಂದೇ ಬಣ್ಣದ ರೆಕ್ಕೆಗಳ ಹಕ್ಕಿಗಳು ಒಂದೆಡೆ ಕೂಡುತ್ತವೆ. This proverb means that the birds of the same variety fly in their own groups only, and they don't mingle or fly together with other groups of birds. So what this really means is that pigeons only fly and only mingle with other pigeons. You will never see pigeons mingling with crows or spans or parrots or sparrows. In the similar way, sparrows will only be living with sparrows and sparrows will be flying only with sparrows. You will never find sparrows flying or living with crows. In the same way, the same thing applies to people also. People usually make friends with the people of the same temperament and aptitude. They like the company of those who are similar to them and who have got a common interest. For example, good people will only be mingling with good people. You will never find a good person sitting and chatting with a bad group of people. And the same thing happens with the bad people also. A bad person will never come and sit with the good people. So that is how it actually helps in recognizing whether a person is good or bad. Let me tell you a story for this. Once upon a time, there were 3 boys in the school: Andy, Joe and Ben. Joe was very new to the school and he used to feel very lonely because he did not have many friends in the school. And Joe always used to like a boy called Andy because Andy used to wear very good clothes, he had nice bag and he used to dress really smart. So Joe always told his mother that he likes Andy and he wants to become friends with Andy. But at the same time, there was another boy in the school whose name was Ben. Ben used to wear very old clothes as he was from a very poor family and he couldn't afford to buy new clothes or new bag or new shoes. So Ben was not looking as smart as Andy and Joe never really liked Ben. So Joe used to always tell his mom how much he disliked Ben and how much he liked Andy to become his friend. But Joe's mom always used to warn Joe, saying that Andy was not a good boy because he was always found with a bad group of children who never studied and who used to bully all of the other children and making mischiefs in the school and so on. But Joe never really trusted his mother. And Joe's mother also said that it is Ben who is a good boy because he is always studying and he is always with a good group of children who are very much interested in studies and they discuss about so many experiments and innovation that is happening in the world. Joe never really trusted what his mother said. So as the days passed, there came a day when the exams were being held. So all the 3 boys, they went and they gave their exams, and then comes the day when the results were being announced. And on the day of the result, Joe learns that Andy had not passed the exams and he had actually failed. And not just that, he had also tried cheating in the exams and he had played a lot of mischief during the exams and during the classes, that he was being suspended from the school. But whereas Ben had scored first rank in the school, Joe was very surprised. So Joe comes running to mom to tell the news. Joe says, Mama, do you know what happened in the school today? Andy was suspended from the school, but Ben got first rank in the school. That is when mom says, now do you understand, Joe? Birds of the same feather always flock together. Because Andy was already a bad boy, he liked the company of bad people. But whereas Ben, he was so studious and he always liked the company of the good people, that is how he has actually scored the first rank. So when you are not able to understand how a person is just by looking at him, You always need to look at the group with which the person spends most of his time. If the group is good, it means the person is good. If the group is bad and mischievous, it means the person is also bad and mischievous. And that is how we find whether the person is a good person or a bad person, and that is how we can choose our friends. So now, my dear children, do you understand what is the meaning of birds of the same feather flock together? And this is how you will have to apply this proverb in real life to choose good friends and true friends in life. So did you all like today's story? If so, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you all in the next video, my dear children. Thank you. Bye bye.